Oh, that's our 3-minute warning.
We're in the dark half the time anyway.
This is my 33rd year teaching in the diocese. I know it's just, you can't look that old. But anyway, Father and I started together at Mount Carroll, our wonderful sister school. Anyway, then I taught math over there for 18 years. And then there came a time where my husband taught at Newman and worked at Newman so I could go to school free. So anyway, I got this administration degree, crazy degree. And then I wasn't planning on ever being an administrator. I love teaching math. And then Father's over at St. Thomas, so he calls me up and tells me, you know, this is the right time. He asked me over for lunch. Okay? And then he tells me this is the right time and the right place for you to make a move. So, you know, Father Dan is very convincing, as you can imagine. And so I did make the move to be assistant principal at St. Thomas Aquinas. I never got asked back to lunch again. I don't see what after I signed my contract, that was the end of it.
You made the deal.
Yeah, we make a deal. And anyway, then of course when Father Dan left over there, he's like, I don't care what you do. So then there was an opening at Bishop Carroll and for the principal job, and I did love my time in grade school, but I really love high school. I really love high school students. I love the fact that it's quick and it's exciting. They're so excited as freshmen when they come in, and before you know it, they're seniors and they graduated. It's a little different than grade school. You know, if they started preschool through 8, that's a long time in building and things. So I am married still to that same Steve that worked at Newman, and I had a 07 graduate at Bishop Carroll, an 08 graduate, and then my last one just graduated last year. So no more kids that I had to worry about getting emails about what your son did today in class or whatever. So that's good. And they're all, the 2 older ones off on their own and off my 9, and both graduated from college, and then the youngest one's in Lawrence right now. So anyway, we just think of our job, you know, to help you guys and all of us to work together to help the kids get to heaven. That's our #1 job, is to get the kids to heaven. So, you know, in the meantime, obviously they're going to be in the building, 7:45 to 3:15, and we hope that our curriculum prepares them for the here and now, but of course for the hereafter. That's our biggest mission in life and our vocation. For our students, again, just a couple things about academics, just going to tell you, like last year's class, you know, 96% of them took the ACT, and they all scored above the national and state average in every subgroup. 97.4% of them plan to go to a 2-year or 4-year college, with the rest planning to go into the military or the workforce. This year we're given an ACT during the school day. On April 19th, it'll be a testing day, and it'll be an official ACT. So we hope to have, probably somebody sick, but we hope to have 100% of that class taking the ACT, and that will help, and they don't have to pay for it, and you know, give us some good baseline data for all of our junior class. You know, we have a lot of students that get academic and activities and athletic scholarships. Last year was over $6 million altogether as far as scholarships that they earned. I feel like we have a great curriculum on the high end, the rigorous end, with advanced placement courses. We've added advanced placement biology this year, and we're going to have 3 sections. That's how exciting and wonderful the class is. We'll have 3 sections of it for next year. That's how many students have enrolled. And then, of course, we offer AP Calc and AP English and different courses like that as well, and lots of other college courses. We have 4 academies, and then Alan will talk a little bit about that, and I can as well. You know, 80% of our students are that middle group, and I have to tell you, that's where my students fell. We're in the middle group, and again, they all they've been great in college. They both have very good jobs, and hopefully the last one will do the same thing. We also recognize, of course, that a lot of students struggle. We have a full-time special ed teacher that helps with our ILPs and individual learning plans. We work really closely with Northwest. They've been great to work with. We have students that dual enroll. Northwest will pick them up, the transportation. They take a few classes at Carroll and some other classes at Northwest, whatever their IEP says. And that's worked out really well for us. We offer Algebra 1 over 2 years, and I can show you the math flow chart. As I was telling Betty, you know, there's regular and honors. That's what there is in every single subject except math. And math is the one subject where you can come in a lot of different areas. As a freshman, you can come in 1A, you can come in algebra, you can come in advanced algebra. You come in geometry, advanced geometry, some come in algebra 2 or advanced algebra 2. So math is that one that's kind of, for some reason, so many different levels. And again, depending where you start in there is where you can finish. But there's lots of ways to get to where you want to go. You know, some people think, you know, I need to be in Calc 1 or Calc 2 as a senior in high school, but seriously, I mean, really? You know, why? You know, if they're ready for that and they can do that, that's great. But if they take college algebra or pre-calculus, those are all college credits, and that's great too, and that gets them ready to take calculus in college. Calculus is the one course they say, like, you know, most people take 3 times before they pass it in college. So again, you know, just getting college algebra out of the way in high school is great. If they want to do more than that, pre-calc is also good. That's the college algebra and trig together. And again, if they're really strong Calc 1, we do offer Calc 1 and Calc 2 if needed. You know, they're going to have 7 different teachers that freshman year, 7 different classes, 7 different expectations. So a lot of things for them to work on. They all, you know, everybody wants a different notebook, different notes, and those kinds of things. But the teachers are really good about working with the freshmen to get them ready for their class. We have tests out for math, you know, and Spanish. A lot of kids come in and start in Spanish too, because we do have a Spanish 5 class. And then we also offer computer applications. It's a required course, but it's offered in the summertime. They can do it before they come in as 9th graders, or they can do it in the summer in between if they want to, or during the school year. But a lot of kids like band and choir and some different things like that, forensics, debate, acting, those things, and they like to get that required class out of the way. So those 8th graders that do take it in the summer before 9th grade year, they like it because it really gets them into the school. They kind of see where everything is, and they start to feel very comfortable, and they get to know other people from other schools, even upperclassmen, because the upperclassmen take it as well. So it's a nice class if you know, the time comes and that works out with your schedule. There's, you know, counselors are there. We have 4 counselors, and they're divided up to work with all the students, and they help with every year with what schedules or any kind of issues with that, the Regents curriculum, you know, whether they want to go in Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, those kinds of things. Everybody thinks they're going to get you one. Actually, they don't always have that way, but anyway, they can help getting the right courses and things for those students. And then they're also there just to help them whenever they're in need, you know, if something's bothering them, things like that. And we have a full-time chaplain as well. Father Van Green's our full-time chaplain, and he's excellent. And the students feel very comfortable going to him, the counselors, and some come to the administration as well. So, mostly my biggest thing for the students, when we lose students at the end of the year, it's usually somebody that's not involved, like they haven't found something that they really like. And we have a club or an activity for everything. We have Zumba club, we have photography clubs, you know, world language club, liturgy club, God squad. I mean, we have something for everybody if they want to get involved. Art club, we've had ultimate frisbee. And so there's something to do. There's a game club on Friday after school, and it's packed in the library. And so anyway, we just encourage the students to get involved in something so that they feel that connection. And I think that's what students remember most. It's not that they remember our math class, that's for sure. They remember what they were involved in. March for Life, getting snowed in, those kinds of things. Those are the things that kids remember. So I think that's it.
That's it?
You take it away, and then
Some of
we can take questions.
this will be redundant, but what the future holds. Stole this one. There used to be a show, hopefully you guys aren't that young, but To Tell the Truth, you guys remember that show? They get a gizmo or some object, and there'd be 3 people, and they say, what is that? What is that? And so these 3 guys or there's 3 people, not all guys, but they would explain, all right, what they said it was, and only one was telling the truth, and then the contestants had to decide who was telling the truth. So, do you guys know what that is? You guys don't? Oh. I'll help you out. Okay? To get everything out of those bottles, squeeze bottles, we use those, I call it a metal doohickey. All right? I'm sure there's a proper name for it. And that's kind of what we try to do with every student in our mission. We try to get everything out, right, so they reach their full potential. Okay? Because If you leave something in there, that's a waste. Okay, it's a waste. So we're going to always try to get the most out of our students. And how do we do that? All right, we do that with high expectations. And I really believe I don't like to be average. Okay, who in here goes to gets on an airplane that has an average pilot? All right, or goes to a heart doctor that's average? Okay, I'm not much for average. And so we're always pushing kids to be above average. And we look at it in three areas. Number one, spiritual. If you're going to Bishop Carroll for any other reason, you're probably going to the wrong school, because that is our emphasis. And if you're going there to play soccer, play football, or play basketball, or be a part of something, you know, in which we have good programs, it's probably not the right school, because at some point you will be disappointed. Right? Spiritually, you will not be disappointed. Every day you can enjoy the sacraments. Your son or daughter will be able to go to Mass. Your son or daughter will be able to go to confession. Your son or daughter will be able to go to adoration. That's what sets us apart from other good schools. Mays is a great school, right? Northwest is a good school. Goddard, those are good schools, right? But what sets us apart is the ability to share, right, the Eucharist. And people don't realize that. And we've had a lot of tragedy this past year at Bishop Carroll. And if it wasn't for the Eucharist, I don't know how, as a school, we'd be able to get through it. Right? I don't know how other schools get through it. You know, when there's a tragedy at school, what's the first thing they bring up? God. I mean, it's kind of ironic. You know, that's our mission. You know, that's what sets us apart. And our goal, and Vanessa hit on it, our goal is to get your kids to heaven. And some get there a lot faster than others, but that's what we feel like is our mission. We also have high expectations academically, and Vanessa talked about that. Again, we don't want to be average. We don't want students that leave Bishop Carroll with average grades. Now, average, some kids' average is their full potential. I get that. And we will work our tail off to get them better than that, but some kids, that's where they're at. And when they enter those doors, we hope when they leave, academically, they're much better than when they came. And for us, we have to identify where they're at. Once we do that, we'll get them on a plan so they can, improve. She talked about academies. Do you want to visit about these?
Just the Health Academy's been around for quite some time. It's an academy between Cape and Carroll. We each get to send 12 students a semester. They get 12, and we get 13, 12, 25 is the cap over there. And what the students do is they leave campus the last 3 hours of the day. It's a semester, and they go to Via Christi, and they spend a couple days in the classroom learning medical terminology, those kinds of things with the teacher, and then they shadow the other time. So it's for students. It's not necessarily the students that say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a nurse. It's kind of even for those who aren't sure, because it ends up being about a fourth of them come back and say, I realize this is not what I want to do. And so that way they don't go to college and start, in a medical field where they're not interested in. So that's St. John Health Academy. Teacher Academy's been in place for
next year will be the 7th year.
7th year.
And I'll talk on that. I started that, or we started it, not me, but I'm the one who kind of got the ball rolling. Basically, kids that are interested in the teaching field, trying to discern whether that's the direction they want to go. What we do is 4 days a week, they'll go into one of our lower socioeconomic grade schools. They'll help out. They'll be a teacher's aide, not just a teacher's aide, but they'll teach lessons. They'll work one-on-one with students, and they'll be able to, at the end of that semester, fill out and decide whether that's the direction they want to go or not go. And it's a dual credit class, so they get credit from Newman as well as from Bishop Carroll. So it's been a really successful program. And it's a win-win situation for our lower socioeconomic grade schools plus our students.
Our hope is to grow our own teachers. We have a lot of alumni already. We just hired maybe a 2011 alumni today. But we have 2011, we have the whole band of 1970 alumni all the way through. So, but the idea is to keep that going, to get kids interested in the teaching field and hopefully keep them within our system. The Engineering Academy's been around maybe 2 or 3 years. It's Project Lead the Way Engineering Academy. And it's been a great program. Lots of students want to be in there. We have 2 classes now, and we're going to add a 3rd one, not next school year, but the year after. for that class. And then we're looking to start a trade academy. We know we can't be everything to everybody, but that's something that we feel like, again, when we lose students, it's sometimes the students that are interested in something like plumbing, welding, electricity, those kinds of things. And we actually have those people come to us and say, will you help us out? Mr. Lindbergh, Mr. Simpson, Mr. Lees, Evan Lees, some of them, they say we are having a hard time finding people that would be interested in this field. And so we're going to try to start something. The first semester would just be an overview where they do some OSHA things, and then the second semester they'd actually go out to work sites and work in different areas like plumbing, welding, masonry, those kinds of things. So that's our trade academy for next year.
I have a question for you. So what grade did you say they can begin working in these academies?
Health Academy senior year, Teacher Academy senior year. Engineering Academy can start sophomore year. There's classes you can take either as a sophomore, junior, or senior. You can take one sophomore, one junior. We'll have the senior course. And the Trade Academy, right now, we're going to start with the first, the OSHA course and everything, we do juniors and seniors. And then the second semester, we depend, if we start with the seniors, we give them first choice and they fill it up with juniors from there.
So what's the likelihood that your child's going to get selected? How many kids are applying to these things when you're enrolling?
Well, Teacher Academy, which is the tell to tell,
Teacher Academy, the most we've had is 18, and we'll take up to 24. So Health Academy is a little more challenging. Again, those I won't say are our higher end students, but maybe ones that have a good discipline record and academically are maybe a little, there is a requirement.
yeah, we have a certain GPA
3.0,
required.
I think it's a 3.0.
And like I said, we can only take 25, 12 one semester and 13 the other. So, and we usually maybe have 40 something apply. So then that goes through some kind of interview process. Engineering Academy, we have quite a few people apply, but we usually offer 2 or so sections of each class every semester. So most people get into that. And then Trade Academy, we had 21 apply, and we think that we can take 21 starting next year. So we can hold those.
So what's your senior enrollment? How many seniors do you have?
300. Most classes are around 300. A little bit here and there. So we're not exactly, because we're at 80 something right now.
What's involved in engineering academy?
There's 2 different classes. One's called Intro to Engineering, and one of the math teachers. The 2 people that teach it, Eric Weber, who's in the Burgess, and Ryan Beaver, both started in engineering at K-State, and then went on the teaching field. So Ryan took the math way, and Eric Weber is our science and our physics teacher. So they'll just start, it's an actual core project, the way actual has a curriculum that they follow. So they went to Wichita State for a 2-week, 8 to 8 kind of program to learn the curriculum. So intro to engineering, and the other one is called, Principles of Engineering. So, and they're looking at a computer course.
You know, she said the higher ed kids.
They do a lot of project-based stuff, robotics, and you go in there and there's things fleeing across the room, and they're supposed to be fleeing across the room, but catapults and different things. So
They'll be out in the hallways doing, different labs, and then it takes them to K-State for engineering days and different projects like that.
Kids really enjoy that class. And then high expectations socially, all right? The one thing about Bishop Carroll, you're always a Bishop Carroll student. You're not just a Bishop Carroll student from 755 to 315. That's, parish family agreement. That's kind of everything's tied together, all right? We don't just expect kids to do good things during the day, but on the weekends and making Bishop Carroll proud, making the parish proud, and making you proud. And so, we want people to be better people. And, again, it goes back to this first lesson. Students, stewardship, right? Also called service hours, okay? They're required to do service hours, right, in their 4 years of Bishop Carroll. Freshman year, they do 10 hours to the family, right? So parents really enjoy this one. And it's not just their regular responsibilities, it's extra responsibilities. And they do it through a religion class. Sophomore year, it's 15 hours to the parish, 20 hours to the needy and socially marginalized. And I know that made a major impact on my daughters because they're both in the long-term care profession. And I really believe it goes back to their junior year when they worked with, when they were in a care home working with people and had to interact with people, right? It's not just getting, going out and raising money, right? It's actually working with people that don't have it like we have. And sometimes our kids get entitled or they feel like they have it pretty good. Well, I mean, they don't realize how good they have it. And sometimes they have to take a step back and see other people and how they struggle. And the 25 hours to the secular community, so it has to be, it's not involved with the church or the parish or the diocese, it has to be something in the community. Whether it's ringing bells for the Salvation Army or whatever it might be. There's tons of stewardship opportunities. And if you do the math, right, and say we average 300 per class times all those hours, our kids put in a lot of service. And again, it's creating that stewardship model that this diocese is based on. It's giving back. And hopefully our kids will, when they move on, they'll continue that type of attitude, right? Giving back. This just happens to be a little summer camp for Holy Family Camp in the summer. A lot of our kids work in that, where they take these special needs kids for the week from their families, give their families a break, and spend a lot of time. It's really neat to hear the kids talk about the stories and how they built relationships with special needs, not just kids, but adults. And they continue those things. A lot of times you'll see those special needs adults or kids in our games and stuff, cheering on the kids that work with them in the summer. So, what about activities, right? Everybody wants to know about activities, right? And I changed it. Originally I had, what about sports up there? But it's activities. Activities give us an opportunity to grow in our faith. And we do a lot at Bishop Carroll to do that. And, if you go to a ball game, you go to any of our sports or any of our activities, I hope you can tell that you're at a Catholic institution. And, you're going to see our kids, pray. I had, Father Jerry Lease told me a story and it really hit home with me. He was down in Clonmel and he had a parishioner come back to him, had went to a Catholic school, not in our diocese, but in another diocese. And, his son played football at I think Clearwater or something, or one of those schools down there, I don't know exactly. And he said the guy had been away from the church, but the public school was playing a Catholic school, and he saw him praying. And he said, man, that's how I got brought up. And it brought him back to the church. And that's really been, inspirational to me is, hey, you can get people back in the church by showing what their roots were when they were growing up. It's a good thing. We're evangelizing. And we got to continue doing it. And you'll see a lot of this going on in all our activities and in our sports. I always like showing this picture. Father, you see that? See that? See where that glare is going down, Father? I think the good Lord was shining on you, I guess. Even though we got beat down. And this guy, all right? You talking about a good athlete, right? He was a football player for us, and a track, and a wrestler, and played at K-State, and now he's doing great things as a priest in our diocese. So, always proud of him. Okay. When I talk about sports program, this is a quiz. I was going to bring a prize, and I forgot. But what is our biggest sports program in regards to number of participants at Bishop Carroll? Anybody tell me?
Track.
Well, boys track, girls track, which one? Can't combine them because that would, that's a little too active. Girls track. Okay, anybody else? No. It's kind of a trick question. But our biggest activity or sport at Bishop Carroll's God Squad. Okay, God Squad is based on the premises of athletics. Okay, God Squad we run it through Lent. We have 100 up to 150 kids that show up 6:45 every morning, Monday through Saturday, right, through Lent. And each day they go through a different exercise or activity, right? Whether it's mass or whether it's stations or morning prayer, whatever it might be. 150. You know, we kind of base it on the same thing we do athletics. You know, kids are pretty motivated, parents are pretty motivated on getting their kids involved in activities. This is one activity, you know, that we can't lose focus on. And our kids have done a great job. I mean, you're talking 10% of the school. And that's pretty big Lenten sacrifice by those kids. And they love it. You know, we have different levels. You know, if you go so much, you get a varsity letter. If you go, you know, you hit a certain criteria of numbers of attendance, you're a JV level or a CT level. You know, some kids go once a week. You know, again, you know, building that relationship with God. Okay, and talking about athletics, who makes teams, who doesn't. You know, I've heard so many crazy things, you know. It depends what parish you go to. It depends who you are, you know. I just have a hard time believing it because I'll be honest with you, I do know a lot of my kids because I've been at Bishop Carroll 21 years. I'm from the diocese. I went to Bishop Carroll, so I do know a lot of the families. I do know where they come from. But, you know, whether the kid starts or not depends on where he went to grade school. It doesn't matter, right? Ultimately, it comes down to who's the best player. And, you know, I've had 3 kids now that are participating in sports. I've had kids cut. I've had kids that have started. I've had kids that were backups. You know, it's just depends how it rolls. And you know, I hear the word political. It's political over there. Well, it's not. I don't know what political means, but it just, you know, you have to have faith in the people that we have in those positions are going to play the best people. And don't limit yourself. And you have, most of you have young kids. Don't try to make them something they aren't or don't want to be, because then you're kind of, you'll end up costing your kid or your son or daughter. We have a young man that's running track at University of Kansas. He's a purple. And one of the kids I admire most ever went to Bishop Carroll. Didn't play football. He wasn't that guy. But he went out for baseball 3 times and got cut. Got cut 3 times. And each year he got cut. He went out for track, hated track, hated it. In fact, his sophomore year, his mom emailed the coach and said, "How's he doing at track practice?" I haven't seen track practice for 2 weeks. Well, the kid was hiding in the commons because he just did not like going track. Well, then after his junior year, he got cut. And he finally said, "I'm going to focus in. I'm going to start really focusing in on track and doing the best I can." And so he ends up doing real well his junior year. Senior year, he went state in track or in hurdles, and then he gets an opportunity to go to the University of Kansas. Last year, he trained with the kid that won the national championship in the hurdles. It was from KU. And now he's running up there in the Big 12. And we have, there's a lot of stories like that. You know, good Lord will shut one door, and he'll open up others. We just got to be open to, searching those things out. So when I look at our coaches, I look at it as a partnership. Okay, any of our sports programs, it's just a partnership between the student athlete, their son or daughter, the parent, which is you, and the coach. And somewhere in there, we want to have a positive experience. That's what athletics is about. And, again, to help grow in our faith. And, if we do those things, it's gonna be a positive experience. And we all wanna win, you know, but I'm more interested as a coach to see kids be competitive. I always tell them, you're gonna go for a job interview someday, I don't want you to get second place. Okay? I always ask, what's that mean? I didn't get the job. Well, yeah, that's what it means. You're unemployed. All right? So we gotta teach them to be competitive, and we also have to teach them to do it the right way and understand it. So, all right, we always use this phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. In this crazy world we're in, you know, to say it's gonna be easy for them, it's not. And we're gonna have teachers that aren't gonna be easy to get along with. All right? We're gonna have administrators that sometimes aren't easy to get along with. But understand, what we're trying to do is, again, high expectations, challenge your kids, and work together. Right? Work together. Ask questions. There's a lot of time you have sixth graders, fifth graders, I don't know. Ask questions. Come over. And we're always open. Come in. We try to, you know, people come in all the time and visit. You know, we can take you on tours. We can show you what we have. Communication, you know, everybody, I heard this. Well, I heard that too, but that's not what happened. Were you there? No. Was I there? No. You know how stories get embellished, and communication is key, right? And communication works both ways, not just from our end, but from your end, and from our end too. All right, work through things. You know, unfortunately, we have to deal with some situations that aren't always good, but we work through it. I mean, I have a short memory. We have kids that make poor choices. That's part of growing up. And, you know, when they do, we move forward. And always seems to work out. And just understand, we're all on the same team at Bishop Carroll. All right, we're always equals. Okay? In 2015, we have a survey. We surveyed all the freshmen. And 295 surveys. And this was towards the end of the year. All right? We said, are you proud to be an Eagle? And, you know, we were pretty excited. 293 of them felt pretty excited about being at Bishop Carroll and who they are. Again, it's a tough age. And it's getting tougher with social media, and feeling accepted, and you know, there's a lot of pressure on these kids. And as parents, me included, you probably do a poor job. How's your grades? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? You gotta work on this, you gotta work on that. And, you know, again, you know, you gotta understand they're just kids. And I had a little video. This guy's Mr. Bishop Carroll. You'll see him over at Bishop Carroll. He works in our cafeteria, and he's always the most excited guy at all our games. And he's you got to catch that on the next presentation. Again, we look forward to seeing you in a few years, and hopefully that gives you a little better insight on Bishop Carroll and what we're about. So, any questions? Anything we didn't cover? I mean, we could probably talk today and might cover everything.
I have a question. You said something about coming in at different levels of math. How is that evaluated?
I sent it to Tim, the flow chart. Is that available anywhere?
No, but I can go make copies
Oh,
of
it's
that.
okay.
Okay.
I mean,
And I can,
yeah,
It-
we can send it.
yeah.
Everybody got it.
and then I could send it out to them.
They start with the placement test. They'll take the placement test. They'll take the Aspire when they're eighth graders, and that's kind of the first thing that they look at is the Aspire to see, you know, whether they should be, what level they should be in. As seventh graders, there's a test they can come and take to see if they want to be in the eighth grade 0-hour algebra class. So I used to teach out of Cape, and we've offered that at Carroll for a long time now too. We have 2 sections of it. But again, is it a great class? Is it a great advanced algebra 1 class? But it's for the ones that are ready for it. If they're not ready for it, there's no need to push ahead because they can still get to where they want to go without doing it. You know, if they're at the top and everything at the grade school, they feel like they're maxed out at, then it's a great class for them. It's at 7 in the morning, 7 to 7:45 in the morning. So, like I said, if you do start in that and then you come in geometry, you're able to get through Calculus 1, or you can even double up, you know, and go to Calc 2 if you want to. But again, the other way is the placement test, and then they do have, like, sometimes people will place where they feel like they should be higher, and then the math department gives a math test out, and they can come and take that and see too. You know, let's say I place in Algebra 1, but I really want to be in Advanced Algebra 1, they can come and take a test and see if that's where they should be.
Is that the same, like, I think you said Spanish and then maybe something else?
Yeah, Spanish is the same way, there's a test out for that.
Okay.
So they can come and test, and then if they're, you know, what they consider ready for Spanish 2 to be successful in there, they'll swim in Spanish 2 as a freshman, and they can go through Spanish 5, if that's what they want.
So back on the 8th grade, having a history of St. Francis is pretty convenient to take that Algebra 1 as an 8th grader. A lot of them walk back and forth. So us being here is probably a little logistically harder.
But we have a lot of kids from St. Anne, St. Margaret Mary.
It's just up to the parents to make sure that.
And the schools were, you know, willing to work too. I mean, St. Francis, they can get back there probably before, you know, right around when school starts. Here it would be close, but again, you know, there are students coming from St. Anne's, Christ the King, St. Jude, so they probably get back to their parishes probably about 8:10, 8:15 sometimes.
I guess we'd be open on.
Yeah, that'd be fine. You'd probably, like she said, as a parent, you'd be responsible to getting them over there and here. But yeah, we'd allow that.
You ride a bike a lot.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
On that as well, we also recommend that you take the math class here at school as well, because there are certain things that won't be covered in algebra that will be covered on the state assessments. So we need to make sure that they meet those standards.
So if they're gonna be in 2 math classes, they should like that.
Yeah, because if they don't do that, there will be a gap, and they
Yeah.
will suffer in the long run.
So St. Oh, I'm
So go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, St. Francis and the other schools, they're doing any preparation for that test, or just, is
Well-
that through the normal course of their curriculum, that they're prepped for that?
What we do is send all the information to the principals. Our department chair will send everything out to the principals, and she'll say, these are the concepts that are covered on the math test, and then they'll get it to the teachers. These are the dates when the test is, this is how it works, all that kind of stuff. So usually she'll give the concepts, and she might even say, there's 4 questions on factoring, 3 on this, 2 on that. Yeah.
You mentioned AP. You can take that for college credit.
Mhm.
Who are you affiliated with?
We've been affiliated with Friends in Newman for the last numerous years. They're having an issue with accreditation. The Regents is coming through with accreditation, talking about the teachers having to have a master's in their field. So if I'm teaching math, I'm supposed to have a master's in math. So this is going to be an issue in the next couple of years. Our teachers that teach it have masters, but it might be an MBA, or it might be a master's in administration and things. So trying to work with the colleges to see how that's going to work out. But right now, currently right now, and for next year at least, for sure, and hopefully we'll get it figured out, it's through Newman or Friends. And so they can take the AP test if they want to do it that way, or they can take it for college credit, or they can do both.
I understand you correctly that you're sending information to the grade schools about the criteria that's needed for the math classes to get students prepped for that. Are you doing that for other subjects as well?
We might, like I said, math is that weird one that normally everything just comes, we might for Spanish, because there's a Spanish test out, but other than that, we don't send too much. I mean, we have like pacing guides or the standards, the state standards and things for science in every area that anyone's able
What
to
are the
look at.
pacing guides?
It's pacing guides.
Right. What are
Yeah,
those?
kind of like how quickly, say, their freshman science class would move. You know, each teacher should move this at this pace or this pace or this pace. So the teachers all have that, which we can send to the principals if needed.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's a little bit challenging for the parents is how do we get comfortable that our students here are getting prepared to meet the high standards that you guys have at Bishop Carroll? And the math one sounds like you've got some criteria in place to help with that. But, even when it comes to stewardship or any of the other subjects, you know, getting comfortable that our school is getting children ready to make that leap from 8th grade to high school when expectations will probably increase.
I would say it's the same as we do with all the other grade schools. I mean, we communicate, we have a West Side Principals meeting, which we, you know, once a quarter, we're meeting again tomorrow. So a lot of that information gets funneled through me to them, as well as we've had meetings where, say like on the day back in January, all the science teachers from the grade schools came over and met with our science department. All the math teachers came over and met, things like that. So the teachers for those subject areas will come over and meet with our teachers. And that's, you know, we're always open to that. And again, the teachers or the department chairs are more than willing to send out the information, anything that's needed.
So so the teachers meet with the teachers at Bishop Carroll?
Yeah,
Or
what we've done in the
that's-
past, we've had the middle school teachers come to Bishop Carroll, maybe on an in-service day, and
Right.
meet with our teachers in their subject matter to go over, you know, this is what's expected, or this, you know, this is what you're gonna see in first semester of freshman science class.
Right. So it wouldn't be an unheard of question at the next parent-teacher conference for me to ask our teachers, what are you learning at Bishop Carroll?
Right, you know, we haven't done anything for like the 6th grade teachers
Right.
at this point, but, yeah, I mean, we can send Betty, who can send it on anything that's needed.
Is
Okay,
that
great, thanks.
basically for 8th grade teachers or?
Well, in the past, we've done it we've offered it to middle school teachers, so anybody that the principal wanted to send over, so. But it's been a couple years since we've done that.
And the Aspire test is 7th grade or 8th grade?
Are you, they're gonna take the Aspire in 8th grade?
8th grade.
And that's to show where they will be placed, what kind of.
And the Aspire is just a pre-ACT, I mean, it's all in the ACT, you know, umbrella, so our freshmen take the Aspire as well.
So I know on that note, some middle schools start the ACT testing at 6th grade. Is there any, I mean, do any of the other schools do that?
I'm not aware.
No, not to my knowledge. Mm-mm. In fact, I want to say that this is the first year that the 8th graders took it. Am I correct on
That
that?
took the Aspire.
Uh-huh,
Mhm.
yeah.
So, but that's something we could ask at our West Side Principals meeting, is anybody giving anything besides the Aspire, are they giving an ACT in 6th grade?
I know that some of our friends' children are doing it starting in the 6th grade year. Obviously, it's grade appropriate, but just as a preparatory tool.
0-hour algebra is as 8th graders, is that right?
Some 7th graders have taken it too.
We need the Aspire test to take.
If they were, we can just give them, if they haven't taken the Aspire, we just give them a test out. They just come over, the 7th graders come over and take a test, and actually that's coming up in March, like March 22nd. So,
The parents would request that if they felt their child was through the principal?
yeah, like I said, we send everything to the principal, and then they funnel it out to the parents.
Two-part question on honors coursework. The first is it an all or none thing, like all subjects honors, or is it subject by subject?
Subject by subject. Some people, you know, are in all honors, because that's who they are, but some people are just gifted in math and not somewhere else, so, yeah, they can pick and choose.
And what's the selection criteria for that look like?
It comes again from the test, the Aspire test, and there's different categories, you know, like a 90%, I think this year is 91% or above qualified for advanced math, but in English, it might have been 88% or above in that area.
It's not a random question. So I didn't grow up in Wichita. So in looking at the city, I see all of these great schools that are Catholic, and then they all funnel into Bishop Carroll and Fort Canyon. I feel like there's all these young kids. Is there enough space for all of them at Bishop Carroll? Or do you turn people away freshman year?
Our thought process and mission and policy is anybody that the priests think should be at Bishop Carroll, we're gonna find a spot for them. We still have maybe 4 classrooms or so that are unfinished, so we do have space so we can finish more classrooms if we need to. But, yeah, I mean, that's our plan is anybody that the priest says should be there, we're gonna find a spot for them.
I just heard weird rumors, all kinds of things about how you get in, who does, who doesn't, so, you know, that's reassuring.
Another one of those that, yeah, you know, like I say, you just apply and your parish family agreement, that's how you, and you have plenty, you still have plenty of room, like I said. I mean, 1,200 is nice, 300 class is a nice number. And, you know, we're like I said, 1180 something, so we still have some room there. We'd be happy to take one of that.
That was my question, is capacity, because Westside is really, you know, a lot of smaller towns around here are their kids. There are only two Catholic high schools.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have, like you said, we have 1,400, 1,500, we don't really have a number. At some point, we hope we do have to finish those classrooms and then we can fill it.
Is Caitlin similar?
They're about 900, so they're a little bit smaller.
I've seen the numbers they projected, they can tell you exactly how many sixth graders there are, how many fourth graders there are in Catholic schools on the side, so you know how many ninth graders 5 years from now. I've seen those projections.
That's reassuring. My Catholic school, there were 35 of us from kindergarten to our senior year. So it was very small. So when I see Bishop Carroll, it's huge. So I'm just trying to envision all of these kids and there's a place for all of them. So that's good.
And actually, the projections are lower than that. I mean, they don't project us. What we have now is nothing. They said we'd be at like, you know, 1,000. And we're almost at 1,200. So, we managed to still try to, you know, bring in, of course, you know, theater schools, but then we also reach out to the Brunswick district, lots of Catholics out there, and then St. Mark's and some of those schools as well. So, other things. So yes, any crazy rumors you hear, feel free to call us, so we can, we'll let you know.
There was a time, I mean, when I was at St. Peter Schulte, before they did their building, we knew that 20% of our students would be in.
So I wasn't very good in this. I heard it was a very hard time because they would take 225, that's it. So how the police had to decide who was and who wasn't is horrible. So thank goodness those days are gone.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much, Vanessa and Alan. So. Thank you, everybody, for coming.